Hey everyone, another awesome video here. I just finished watching a 1 hour long interview of Jordan Peterson and Patrick Bet-David from Videotainment. And I've been watching a lot of before I watched a lot of Jordan Peterson videos before, and I'd been watching them like almost religiously, and I've just been consuming a lot of the things that he's been saying, and his ideas, and sort of his value structures and the things that he holds dear. And I watched maybe 90% of his content and his ideas. And today I've just been like playing around with an idea in my mind that I'm also watching this other guy who's South African. He's pretty cool, God Penua. And there was a time where he calls himself a god. He's a god. He says he's a god. But you'll understand, like, if you watch his stuff, you understand in what sense he means it. He's one of those intellectuals. And on one of his videos, he did say that, him sharing his ideas and all that doesn't necessarily mean that everyone should agree with what he's saying. And like when someone says something like that, at first I was like, yeah, that makes sense, because someone had commented that, hey man, actually I sometimes you talk nonsense. I don't, I like your content, but on this particular video that was just rubbish. And he came out and he said, yeah, no, you know what, that's how it should be. And why the reason why I'm bringing up that guy is because the more I've been consuming Jordan Peterson content, is I'm realizing that you almost, when you admire someone so much, you end up I don't know if it's like you end up imagining yourself or imagining your life as though you are that person. Like you sort of live as if you are that person, and I don't know how to say it. It's like if you had I don't know, as a kid, yeah, it's like when you are a kid and you watch a superhero movie, and then like a Spider-Man, and then you start to act like Spider-Man when you're playing, and I think it's a little bit like that even when we're older, and we have these people that we consume their content, and then we start to mimic them. We start to speak the way that they speak, and we start to believe in a lot of the things that they believe in, and we start to become like them, or like we start to take everything that they say. So as I'm watching this Jordan Peterson interview, recently I was like, I don't know, there's a lot of, he's saying the same thing obviously, and that's okay because he is focusing on like a particular topic, like a niche. I would say it's his niche. He's focusing on the same things. If he's speaking about something, he's speaking about that. Like all his videos are very much related. It's around the same concepts, and his books are also around the same thing, and meaningful life, and and bearing responsibility. And for me, I started to get a bit worried that when we admire these people to that extent, it's we stop thinking creatively. Like it's like now, because Jordan Peterson said that you need, life is pain and suffering, and he's got these people that he's quoting, these other psychologists and former authors, and because he is very learned, by the way, as you might know if you're watching this. But it's like now we can't, if there's maybe 100,000 of us worldwide who are like really deep into consuming his content, now there's at least 100,000 people who might say, wow, that's what I'm gonna accept now, that's how it is, Jordan Peterson smart, and everybody else not so much. And then we stop innovating. We stop trying to actually find experiences. It's like now we're living out our lives in his view, And I think that's something that it's like we shouldn't do that. I feel like it's something that we need to be conscious of, that we're doing this and that's not how it has to be. Like, we should be able to still think our own thoughts. I've noticed also with with the conversations with one of my best friends, when we're talking, he's also a huge Jordan Peterson fan, and he posts there's some short videos of his also on the WhatsApp statuses and stuff. And when him and we get together, we just, it's like we're in a cult, a Jordan Peterson cult. And that's exactly how it is. It's like we've taken on that information as like the end. It's like, and therefore I feel like we're no longer looking out. It's like now we've taken it and we've said that's the way it is. Like, I don't even know if I'm making sense, but I don't know. This is gonna be something that, for me, at least on my side, to document my realization that I shouldn't idolize so much these amazing people, these learned people. I mean, I'd like to read, and I've got a qualification, but I could definitely study further and learn more, and maybe even focus in on something specific. But at least what I should do, what I'm heading there, is to keep like an open mind. I was having a conversation with another female friend of mine. She was telling me she's interested in traveling, and with these jobs out there right now, with a lot of these remote jobs, and also just moving abroad, especially since we are in South Africa, or if you are in South Africa as well, and just moving maybe to a developed country instead of staying in a developing country, so we can also drive around in a Tesla. I was actually just complaining, I think just this week that passed, to one of my colleagues, that we were driving on the freeway, and I was saying how nice it would be for me to just see a Tesla on this freeway, because I saw the BMW released the iX. Now I'm talking about cars. That's not where I wanted to go, but my point is, if we have a bunch of people that are saying Tesla won't work, for example, because we're still having load shedding problems, so it's not even necessary to look too much into electric cars, then there's gonna be more of us just kind of not looking for the solutions, as opposed to if we said, fine, Elon Musk said that with our country is not yet in terms of infrastructure prepared for electric vehicles, but we're going to find a solution. At least give us the cars so we can find a solution. If we can still find, even if there's just 1,000 charging ports in the country, as long as we've got the car and we're driving up the desire to drive those cars, and more and more people are enjoying those products and they want to have them, the solutions will come quicker, as opposed to saying, just writing the ideas off because someone really intelligent said that that's not feasible right now. Like, I don't know, now that just sounds like a stupid argument that I just made, but I think from like a deeper state, if you really think about it, I think it's still true that some things, yes, like if you think about them practically, they wouldn't work, or they're not feasible, or they would work. But sometimes to engage a power that is beyond you, or to think creatively, you just gotta jump in. Sometimes you require just a broader mind. And my issue is just that with these experts, they kind of limit innovative thinking to a certain extent, and that's something I feel none of you guys should find yourself trapped in. I think it's not cool. I don't think it's cool at all. So yeah, you guys can let me know what you think in the comments, and then hit a like and subscribe, and let's see what we can do. Let's have the conversation. Do you feel like you've got someone out there right now that you're idolizing, and what's your take on it?